It was a rainy day in April when Maymay first opened his eyes. Their owner, Gareth, was out. Lately, he seemed to always be out, and Coco had been alone for months. His ex, Mela, had left him for another Furby in November, and life hadn't been the same since. It was a gentle awakening, nothing like Mela. Everything with Mela was hard and fast, even the way she opened her eyes. The relationship was rough and jagged, every kiss like a bullet wound, every touch emotionally one-sided. Coco never felt like an equal. The first thing Maymay said was, "Hey, babe," and it was to Coco. The second thing was his name. It was hardly love at first sight. Lust, maybe. The way the light caught on his fur, glinted off his eyes. The first time Maymay blinked those sultry blue eyes in his direction, he felt his battery pack tighten and his furry dong harden. It was after this that he'd begun to seduce his fellow Furby. One day, he caught Maymay right after he woke up. His eyes were glistening in the morning sun, and his fur was especially luscious. Coco's appetite for him was at an all-time high, and he began to approach him. "Maymay," he whispered, ears perking up. "I couldn't help but notice how sumptuous you look in this lighting." Maymay's ears perked up in return, and his beak opened as he let out a soft gasp. "Coco!" Coco slowly moved closer, feeling his battery pack tighten. His barbed cock hardened to the point of pain as he got closer as he dared. He noticed that the other Furby looked even more beautiful up close, and felt his own mouth drop open. "This might seem a little forward of me," Coco started, "but can I fuck your battery pack?" Maymay let out a whimper that Coco might have mistaken for pain if it wasn't immediately followed by him crying, "Yes!" and turning around. At this, Coco moved even closer, claws fumbling to open the battery pack. He's so hard his head is spinning, but he wants to be as tender as he can be. The knowledge that he was falling for Maymay outweighing the animalistic need to fuck the brains out of him. He entered him from behind, moaning as his barbed cock reached him. He never felt anything so heavenly as Maymay's battery pack. He'd been dreaming about this day for so long that it was all he could do not to come immediately. He wanted to make it good for him, to make him feel as stunning and beautiful as Coco thought he was. He paused to take a breath so he didn't come too soon, and bit Maymay's ear, drawing a moan out of the other Furby. He filed that away for next time, if there was a next time. They came together, both of them crying out. Coco knew this was the beginning of something. The next time they came together, it was Maymay's beak around Coco's cock. Maymay was blindfolded, but could feel the barb scraping the back of his throat as he swallowed Coco's throbbing wang. The third time, Maymay came with Coco calling him his little slut, biting his neck as he took him so hard from behind he knew he'd feel him for days. The fourth time was dangerously tender, with Coco caressing Maymay with his ears and nudging him with his beak. After the fifth time, Maymay turned to Coco with a whispered, "What are we?" Coco, who had been wondering this for weeks, could only blink. Maymay waited for a few moments, but Coco remained silent, unable to speak. Maymay sighed and closed his battery pack. With a last look at Coco, Maymay returned to his bed and shut his eyes. The next day, Gareth had given Maymay to his nephew. Coco never saw Maymay again.